Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at World of Pets podcast. We love having you here on a weekly basis. And we want our pets to live as long as possible, but we want that to be a good quality life. So, to that end, we on this podcast explore all things about pets and animals so that we can have them around for a long time, but they are living a quality life. So, again, thank you for joining us. Take it away, hosts.
Welcome back to World of Pets podcast, and you can find our sponsor through debspets.com. That's DEBSPETS.com. The amazing Anthony. Oh, wait. Oh, you changed your name. Not a Pet-spert, Anthony. Threw me a curveball there, buddy. That's fine. Welcome back to the show, guys. You guys kill me. I love it. So tonight we're just gonna have like a Q&A. So we're gonna hope people in the live chat will send in some questions. We've got a few lined out to begin with. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am special as always. A little bit sniffly. It's a little cold here in Colorado and windy. And I'm just getting over a mild flu kind of thingy. So whatever.
I'm trying to run multiple
Yeah,
texts
just
here
getting over
to
a
see if we get any questions like on Facebook or whatever. So that was interfering. Forgive me.
No, keep it pulled up. So let's just start with I think the first question that we wanted to cover was how often should we take our pets to the veterinarian? And I would say probably regularly because my daughter is a vet assistant. And so she has a little bit of knowledge on that. I'm still trying to beg her to come on the show, by the way, Sonora. You know what I'm talking about. And because there should be some, it's like a regular checkup. You go to your doctor every year, maybe every 2 years. I try to avoid going every year because then they'll see there's definitely something wrong with me, but it may not necessarily need attention. So, but yeah, so I think let's starting on a pet level. Um,
Okay, I do have a question about what you said.
mhm.
Define regularly. So is that once a quarter? Is that 3 times a year? Is that once a year? Is that every time they get bit by a snake? Like what is regularly?
Yeah, it's like an annual checkup. So, like to get check their skin conditions under their fur. I know that cats are a little bit more vulnerable to other things than dogs are. But outside cats, indoor cats, that kind of thing. There's going to be a separation of what you're thinking about. I had an indoor outdoor cat, and I wish I would have taken him into the vet more often, personally, because he ended up with a skin condition. I don't remember what it was called. It was a long time ago. That was like 1994, before my daughter was born. But he was my first pet, and he ended up um, with a skin condition, but he was a good mouser. He kept them, he would actually go outside to bring me a mouse inside. He's that kind of cat. And so I think that was part of the thing is that he wasn't appropriately, and this goes into our second question actually, uh, appropriately vaccinated because I figured, oh, he's an indoor outdoor cat. He's going to be, naturally immune to everything going on around him. And so that comes into what vaccinations do my pets need? I was totally unaware that that was like a thing back in the day. I mean, we got vaccinated as humans growing up as children and all that stuff. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so like I need to take my dog, for example, to get an updated rabies shots.
Mhm.
Well, one of the dogs, the other one is updated. I need to take her to get an updated rabies shot. Other than that, I don't take them to. I would say what I would consider to be regularly is once a year, just to do their wellness check and make sure that everything's good for them, that they're growing and everything appropriately. But unless I see some kind of suspicious behavior, now you mentioned a cat. The unfortunate truth about cats in Arizona is there is no such thing as an indoor/outdoor cat. In southern Arizona, where I live, if you have an outdoor cat, you can pretty much kiss that cat goodbye. There's just too many predatory/venomous animals out here that a cat's not going to survive outside. So cats in southern Arizona are primarily indoor cats. But yeah, I take my animals, to the vet as needed. If it's not as needed, at least once a year we go and get them checked up on.
Sure. Well, and that makes sense too. And with the other thing that I want to bring up with that, this is not part of our actual questioning, but one of my friends is a groomer, and so they actually go through a regimen while they're grooming your pets, and they can see some of the exterior signs and stuff that you may or may not recognize in real time. So it's a good idea to, if you're getting your dog's nails done or taking him to get, if you got a poodle, you want him shaved down or whatever. It's a good idea to take him to your groomer because your groomer has a lot of knowledge on, premature signs of potential issues. They can find micro tumors on the skin, that kind of stuff. They're very thorough about that kind of thing. So, highly recommend keeping your dogs groomed through a professional. Get their nails done on a regular basis. That'll give them a good chance to check their paws, and between the paws, they know what they're looking for. Yeah, yeah, those paws, these paws. so, so that's great. Anything to add to that?
No, not really. My paws are clean, but other than that, as far as that question goes, I'm still monitoring, the different social media platforms. We have Omar join us on LinkedIn, so we want to give a shout out to Omar. Omar, feel free to leave your questions that you have about pets
Mhm.
slash animals. We'll do our best. I don't consider myself an expert in anything. An X is a used to be and a has been, and a spurt is water under pressure. So anyway, I don't consider myself to be an expert in anything.
Well, you do make good jokes, so that's a good thing. All right, so on the question three, this is how far I got in my note taking. But this also goes back to what we were talking about. How can I tell if my pet is sick? Now, if you're, regularly tending to your what I would call fur baby, then you're gonna notice a change in behavior of some sorts, whether um, it's a difference in eating behaviors, stuff like that. Also, if they're usually very active and they want to play fetch all the time or getting their catnip, like a lot of adults that I know. If you see a change in behavior, what what would you say that you've seen with your pets previously? Because I can say, like with Peyton, um, his big thing was the lack of activity. He'd want to cuddle more. He wouldn't want to play. And then so I'd get him in to get checked out, and then we'd go from there. And oftentimes it was something minor, but something that we couldn't recognize and diagnose ourselves. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like you would with a child, right? We both have kids, David. When you're raising your kids, kind of like you would with them, you pretty much let them live, grow, learn, experience life, but you're watching for unusual changes in behavior. Changes in behavior. A lot of the changes in behavior have to do with changes in environment, whether it's severe weather changes, like we had what would be considered unusual weather today for southern Arizona. We actually had a thunderstorm. Now some people say thunderstorm is not unusual weather. It is for southern Arizona,
Yeah.
especially this time of year. We're several months ahead of monsoon season. It's just very unusual weather for us this time of year. It caused the dogs anxiety. They were like skirmish, and every time it would thunder, they were whimpering and whining. So a change of environment, which the climate changes the environment, moving, having new individuals come in and out of the home. When I host my church community group, they get excited and anxious all at like the same time, and they're all over the place in the beginning, and then they settle down. So just learning your animal, knowing their normal behaviors when you're in your normal routine and doing things, and then watching how those behaviors change as the environment and routines change.
Yeah, makes total sense. What questions did you want to add to this?
I don't really have any questions. They say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So I'm looking at this dog that we adopted. We've been doing a little bit better this week. Last week I had mentioned the fight and housebreaking this dog. We're doing a little bit better this week because I'm home a little more now. One of the first parts of my campaign is over with. Now we're moving into a little more of a steady kind of moving into the primary season where it's going to be more organized events and not just hitting random public places every week. So I'm home kind of trying to get a little more back into the routine. And I think that's helping with the training. So I didn't really have any questions about that. But I want to know, I mean, genuinely, what kind of questions do our viewers have? If I can't answer them, I'll refer you to David.
Let's see. I saw a bubble pop up. Hold up.
I think David can answer them for sure.
No.
I like your Band-Aid, by the way.
Yeah, my puppy Band-Aid. All right. So while we're waiting on questions to come in, so that happened. So I went to my mom's. I was staying with my mom while my sister was out of town. And I went across the street to get some puppy love. And it's a little boxer mix, a little bit bigger than Peyton was. Longer legs for sure, shorter nose for sure. And every time I show up there, she just has a spaz attack, which is super fun. I love it. I love it when a dog gets excited to see me. Even a cat, whatever animal it is. And so we did our little thing, little slap around, little pet, little butt wag, little, scratch the butt kind of thing. And and then I picked her up for kisses and all that good stuff. And so I was carrying her back to go see my buddy through his living room and waved to the kids out back. I was like, they're all hanging out in hammocks. I don't know how that works out, but Colorado life. And found my buddy on the couch, and I'm still holding the dog. And as soon as I sat down next to him, she just freaked out and scratched the heck out of me. And so I'm bleeding everywhere. He's like, "Oh my gosh!" And so we went in to get bandaged up, and so then we sat down to work on his 3D printer. And so I was just holding the paws at that point while I was holding her. I was just holding her paws. But yeah, I mean, that's the story behind it. But the cool part was that they had a puppy paw Band-Aid. You can't beat that, right?
There you go. There you go. Do we have pictures of the dog that adopted you in Florida? And how does this dog feel about you running away? Like, are
The
you
dog
eventually
is
coming home?
not
Oh,
happy
look
with
at
me
that. Your
running
new
away.
bestie. Look at the tongue on that thing, man. That
Yeah,
thing is excited to see you.
yeah, and that's
Those are
actually
dog kisses right there, man.
my buddy sent me that today. He's like, "Haha, you're never gonna believe this picture I just got." Because I like taking big nose pictures, but big tongue and nose pictures, you don't get those very often.
No, no. Yes. That's your new bestie. So tell us
Yeah.
about your new bestie.
Oh my goodness, he totally adopted me when I went down to Florida. Um, it's been over a year since I lost Peyton, and they look the same. They're just two. He's a size and a half bigger, and immediately he adopted me. And when I say that, he didn't leave my side. Pretty much any time that I was at the house, he slept under my legs. At night, he'd cuddle right up here until I fell asleep, just like Peyton used to do. And as soon as I fell asleep, he'd go under my legs. and it was super super sweet. And he's a pit mix. I'm not sure exactly what kind he is, but I do know that he is a natural hunter for wildlife. So he's one of those dogs that's good with other dogs because there's a German Shepherd down there, and my buddy's daughter had another dog that was a mixed breed, I think, an adopted from a shelter as well. And she's like, "Oh, he doesn't do good with people. He doesn't do good with people." And so they'd put him out on a leash on a lead. And I was sitting on the porch one day, and she's like, "Oh, I've got him. I got him. It's gonna be fine." And the dog jumps up in my lap, licking my face. I'm like, "All right, you guys are just you're misjudging the people's personality versus the dogs." There you go. See, there's the badoosh. There's the badoosh. That's
Yes,
how I
Cobb
talk to
has
dogs.
decided to join us today.
Yay!
Been
We love
very clingy
Bob.
today since the thunderstorm, especially. So she's decided
Mm,
to join us, which is fine with me. Let's see if she stays. She is kind of anxious right
yeah,
now, but
it's a nice new beard look, though. I think we
yeah,
should go with
yeah.
that.
That's a really. Oh, she's sitting back down. So tell us a little more about what was the dog's name you said?
So that was William, and
William. Yeah.
I ended up calling him Giant Peyton Pooh because he acted so much like him. So my buddy even adopted that, and his kids. He had four kids, mostly adult. One was almost an adult, and they're all like, "Are we really gonna call him Giant Peyton Pooh from now on?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, that's his new name."
Oh,
So yeah, it was a unique experience to bond with all the animals down there. I did get to see an alligator and a snake. I did not get to punch a shark in the nose, unfortunately.
did you bond with the alligator and the snake?
No, no, there was no
No.
bonding there, unfortunately.
Okay.
Um, so, but the animals down there were cool. He had a bunch of chickens on the land. If William didn't get off leash, they
Oh,
survived.
big young.
Because William does not appreciate chickens' lives matter.
Yes. I appreciate chickens' lives. They fit very well in my stomach. But
And so do
uh,
their eggs. Yeah.
their eggs. Yeah, that's awesome. So, have you given any thought to? I know you're busy in your life with work and everything, but have you considered, or are you thinking about welcoming another fur baby into your family since it's been about a year?
I'm working on it. We're my house is under construction right now, and I think that'd be a little
I
bit
can
too
see. Are you guys going to
stressful.
move the piano back there? Or?
The piano. This isn't my house, by the
Oh, okay.
way. But yeah, I would really love to have another small dog back in my life again. Um, I mean, maybe a William-sized dog would be appropriate too. Just not really into the big dog maintenance, if you will. A lot of them have the more medical problems, that kind of stuff. So I like medium to small dogs personally. But that's, I mean, that's a life choice. That's what purpose are they going to serve in your life? I guess would be number one. Is it just going to be companionship? Is it going to be a little bit of protection? Um, even going to cats, would it be rodent control, that kind of stuff? I mean, we've got mouse traps set all over here,
Oh,
because it's that season for us, and they rotate through their dis- dis- distribution is the right word of smaller mice that turn into bigger mice that get into your food, and so we're in constant rotation, and it's not because it's unkempt and stuff isn't stored properly, but it's because of the weather changes. We do have a doggy door, so that makes a difference, by the way. And I think that that may be a point of entry. So that's another thing to consider too. Uh, that when uh, you have a doggy door, stuff like that. My cousin has a really cool one. I mean, if you think of a traditional doggy door, it's basically a wheel flap for mud control on the back of a pickup truck, right?
Mhm.
And but my cousin has a really cool one that actually lifts, and it's has the dogs wear a motion collar, so when they walk up to it, it lifts up and it closes right behind them. It's a really cool system. I think I would go with that in the future, for sure, just for rodent control. Um, but yeah, no, I definitely want a new dog in the near future. I would like my house to be settled after the construction first, so I'll be shopping around.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear that, man. Dogs are amazing. Pets are amazing to have them in your life, and they do more than just provide the companionship. They get up and won't leave your lap when you're doing your podcast. I mean, they do all kinds of things for you. And just get really anxious. They're in un unusual weather, and yeah. But I love this girl. She's my baby, and she loves her daddy. And
She's a doll. She actually looks like she's might, based on the camera angle, be about the same size as Cobb's or as William too. So
she is officially, according to the vet, a medium.
that's medium. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she's
what
right where
Cobb would
small and
be.
medium intersect. So she's officially a medium.
That's a good play on words there. I like it. I like it.
Yes. Yes.
That's great that that's an official term, by the way.
I don't know if it is or not. I just figured if President Bush could make up words, I could too. But anyway, you know,
Yeah. Other podcast, brother.
anyway.
Oh man.
Well,
So
I want to encourage our listeners to go ahead and you don't have to wait for a special episode like this. Go ahead and leave your questions on a
yeah.
weekly basis or semi-regular basis whenever you have them. We'd love to answer the questions for you. We'd love to talk about and know what's important for you about your pets. And maybe it could even lead to us talking to you one day or interviewing you and talking about your pets. So, we want this to be as interactive as we can make it. We want it to be about the listeners and the listeners' desires to what they want to hear. So please. Oh, we got another one. What are some of the great toys for dogs? What are
Ah,
some great toys for dogs in your opinion? I think, in my opinion, it depends upon the size of the dog. Um, and what kind of toys is your dog respond? Some dogs love to chase balls. Some dogs like to chew on rope type toys, like tug of war type toys. What do you think, David?
so my most experience has been with dachshunds personally, and they really liked the stuffies, and they really liked to tear the stuffing out.
Yes,
Now
Cobbs does that too.
that being said, you want to make sure that what is contained in those stuffies is appropriate, because it will be everywhere, by the way. And once they learn to do that, they will eventually drain your couch of any stuffies.
Yes,
It's
yes,
in
they
there
will.
too. So you're gonna have a couch covered in duct tape. And um but I really went with the ones that were not full of fluff after a while, just because I didn't want them to have to process that once they pulled it out. That was, and because I do have a story about that, because they had a squirrel toy, all three of them, Dookie Doo, Bella Boo, and Peyton Pooh, and they had a squirrel stuffy they loved to play fetch with. They'd all compete over it. And one day I just heard a scuffle out in the backyard, and then it finally stopped, and then Bella comes in, and and she drops a fur ball at my feet,
Yeah.
and I went to pick it up. I was like, "Oh, you got your toy," and I was like, "Oh, that is actually a real squirrel." You.
Oh man. Yeah,
But
my dogs like the stuffies too. You do got to be careful what's in there. Some of the stuff they can't digest. You can't let them
right,
eat, but they do love the stuffies. I know that Walmart and PetSmart and places like that actually make stuffy type toys for animals so that they're not getting anything toxic or that would clog up their systems.
yeah,
My dogs prefer the stuffies. Cobb likes anything that is rope that can be like a tug of war, and both of them like to chase a ball or you know, do that kind of stuff. So those are the top three for my animals.
yeah. Well, and Gracie, the one that spazzed out on me the other day, she really likes the like plastic bone type ones. So I
Mhm.
can just take that and just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, tap her on the nose, throw it. She'll bring it right back, drop it at my feet, and still play. So yeah, it really depends on what you're looking for in your animal toys. The ropes are really good for the bigger dogs, really good because you're gonna work their jaws. They have an intent of um, clamping and, pulling and tugging and all that stuff. Because the bigger breeds are really made for being a little bit more aggressive intentionally. The little dogs are made for, you know, uh,
Yipping
being
and yapping and yeah,
well and digging and
yeah.
rodent control. We like paint and poo here, you know. Doop, 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 doop.
There he
So
goes.
he uh he was really good for playing fetch. He loved playing fetch, even though he was blind, completely in one eye and can't see out the other, just like his dad. But I could get his scent on a new ball, just by holding it in his mouth, playing around with him for a little bit, and then I could throw the ball, and he wouldn't come back without finding it. So it was a hunter's instinct for his breed, was to go find that particular ball, and small toys as far as the dachshunds go.
Oops. Yeah, yeah. The smaller the dog, probably the smaller the toy. Although I got to be honest with you, I've seen my medium dog Cobb here. I've seen her pick up branches that are like, it's like it's like the fisherman that tells the old fishing story. Like the fish was this big, but the branch really was like, two and a half times the size she was. Man, she was just trying her darndest to get that thing everywhere and drag it around. And she was
Yeah,
just yeah. There was other branches that were a lot smaller she could have played with.
yeah.
But,
I've seen some crazy YouTube videos of dogs picking up entire trees and like
oh,
walking hiking trails and bike trails and
right,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's all about the prize, right?
There you go, man. There you go. Oh,
Cool. All right, guys. I think we're about done here. So again, go to debspets.com. That's DEBSPETS.com. And the reason you want to go there is for pet and human wellness, by the way. So we have very unique products for the Coriolis versicolor mushroom that are great for um, immune boosting. If you go online, you can actually see 60 um, researches that have been done on that mushroom for cancer research, and there have been amazing results for it. But that's not the only reason you go there. There's tons, there's dog treats, there's all kinds of good stuff there. So, Anthony, take us out. You know how to close it out.
as always, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are valuable. We are here for you as much as we can be. As we always say, and it's not just cliche, we mean it. We'd rather have the 2 or 3 a.m. conversation than to wake up a few hours and hear your name in the headlines. So please, I don't know what we can do, but whatever we can do, we want to do. So if you need anything, please feel free to reach out and let us know. And thanks again for listening. And as always, feel free to leave your comments and questions.
Yeah, God bless all you. Definitely leave your questions because we want more questions and more topics. I do have to. I did let Deb know. We're gonna have some really cool new topics coming up. By the way, I know a falconer, and so we're gonna have a conversation about that when he gets back to me. And I think we're gonna have one of my buddies on that owns tortoises, And so, yeah, we're gonna really spread out the information here when you go from hard shell to fluffy flying animals. They're trained killers.
There you go.
So, in the meantime, guys, all right, we love you all, and we'll see you next time with a little paint poo. Ba-doo, 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 ba-doo.
Thank you. I'm glad that you joined us for At World of Pets podcast. We would like for you to take a look at what our sponsors have to offer, and that sponsor is debspets.com. You can access it through the QR code, or you can just go to the website. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see you again next week.